And the cycle seemingly continues. Hello everybody, I am your Immortal Afro Josh. You are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming niche again. So today's topic we're going to cover lightly as I can anyway, because it's common knowledge at this point, is Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition Trilogy. Now, I know a lot of people are, you've seen plenty of videos of people talking about the same thing. Oh, the game runs like trash. It's not properly optimized. There are frame rate issues. There are glitches out the wazoo. All these problems. Yeah, we get it. And it's pretty much par for the course when it comes to the current standard for the gaming industry. But the thing that I want to talk about specifically is why I believe this type of thing is done on purpose. It's not an accident, guys. We have to look at what we're presented with when it comes to dealing with these super duper billion-dollar AAA industries, right? And their lack of respect for the historical context that a game has, like Grand Theft Auto 3. For those of you who weren't born in the last 20 years or 20 years ago, Grand Theft Auto 3 was a genre-defying title that changed the game as far as open world sandbox games go. They were the first recognized to show just how much potential there is in that genre. And to see it completely disrespected, spat on, and just squandered by allegedly the same company that created it goes to show just how far the industry is going in order to maintain that need, that drive to keep you online. Even an old game ported from the past, just like the Reignited trilogy, mind you. I know you guys are tired of me bringing it up, but I have to. I have to. Because it's so important, and I feel like a lot of people are just ignoring it. They're just seeing something that they like, and then when they realize it's shit, they do their little complaining, and then wait for the patches to come. It's nonsense, man. It's nonsense. Because a game just like the original Reignited trilogy, Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition comes out busted, in desperate need for updates. Updates. Better connect to the internet to get that update so that the game could look a little bit better, run a little bit smoother, so they could address these problems. The problems that I believe they left in there intentionally for the sole purpose of releasing this game with a need for online support outside of multiplayer. Because I don't think most gamers nowadays, they don't understand, because they've grown up in a world where online is the norm. They didn't experience what gaming was like when you didn't have the internet to come and save the day. That's why I constantly say the standard was different in the past. In the past, it was do or die. This game better work. God damn it. There's no going back to fix it once it's released. So you guys better go crazy, bug squishing, doing whatever you have to. Quality testing was taken very seriously 20 years ago. And say what you want about games not looking anywhere near as good, they played way better. They held up way better. A game released in this time can't even make it a goddamn week without something that needs to be addressed, at least in the AAA market. Something that needs to be addressed to where patchwork is just a requirement. At what point I thought that, maybe patchwork was just something that oh, well, it's great that we have this option here so we can, really refine a game post-release in a way that we couldn't. But that's just not the case anymore. While I do believe that's very possible and, doable for, some games that are at least try, when it comes to a billion-dollar company, publisher like Rockstar and Take Two, it's almost, they don't get that luxury because they have too many resources at their disposal. How do you do that? How do you screw up porting a 20-year-old game? Well, in my opinion, it's not a screw up. They did it on purpose. And again, it's for the sole purpose of keeping some type of online aspect ingrained in every game they release. Even if it is a game from 20 years ago, where online implementation wasn't even a pipe dream. The goal back then was to release a fun game in an open world where you could explore, run around, and do things that you normally couldn't do in games. They were pushing the envelope. First, Shenmue did it, and then Grand Theft Auto, built on top of that. It's like, yeah, okay, we can do a little bit more. But that's my theory. And I'm like I said, I'm pretty confident that that's the case. Every game that releases now has to have some type of online implementation, even if it is a updated port of a game from our past. And of course, when they did that, they pulled down previous releases of Grand Theft Auto of the trilogy, because now the only edition available is the definitive edition. And if you didn't get the old ones, well, too goddamn bad. This is the new industry, people. They replace your past with trash, and they keep you coming back for updates, constantly filling up what little space you have on your hard drive with fixes, constant fixes. Look at any of the issues in the current definitive trilogy, and you can't tell me that those were accidents. You can't, because they're too big. You mean to tell me these guys can port Grand Theft Auto 5 6 ways across 6 consoles, no problem, consistently, but when it comes to a 20-year-old game like Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, can't do it. But they ported it through a mobile. I don't care, dude. I don't care. Every move they did when it comes to this game was deliberate, and it just further demonstrates my disdain, my pure disdain for the industry as a whole, or at least the AAA aspect or section. This is one of the reasons why it's pushing me to get more involved with game development, because I have to see it with my own eyes. I have to experience actual game development so that I can have a clearer understanding as to what happens in the process, so that I'm not just looking at it from the position of a consumer, always playing the finished product. I need to see what it's like to build it, to release it, deal with the criticisms that come back from it. I need to see that for myself. And seeing things like this with Grand Theft Auto Definitive Trilogy is it's inspiring me to get more involved with game development. Because, like I said in my last video, I'm tired of complaining. This is not worth complaining about. And I get it. People just want to play games and enjoy it, but it's gotten to the point to where if you want something done, as Thanos said, I'll do it myself. But guys, that was my 2 cents on this whole debacle. I didn't think it was worth jumping in front of the camera talking about, because as I said, I want to put most of my focus on creating new projects. So when it comes to just talking about how doo-doo water some of the industry trends are, this will probably be the format I stick with. But anyways, guys, that was my take on the whole definitive edition debacle. Totally done on purpose. I'm going to stick to that because I believe it to be true. But everyone, I am your Immortal Afro Josh. You are watching Immortal Afro Gaming, where we will make gaming niche again. Until next time, take it easy.